Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, February 15th, 2012. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into the charts. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that they are trading higher by about 5 points here, 5.5. They were trading much higher all the way to the 1357.50 level, but have pulled back a little bit. There was some news last night out of China, I believe, saying that they will help and participate with the bailout of Europe. So the markets really took off to the upside. However, over the past hour or so, you'll see that the U.S. dollar index has really started to catch a bit higher, pulling back a little bit now, but the dollar did make a move, and the futures have pulled back a little bit. Once again, you can't make too much out of this stuff. The markets are still holding up fine. Even yesterday, if you take a look and we rewind the hands of time, the market was basically flat for a fair part of the day, and then right around 3:30 in the afternoon, you got a super surge higher, 10-point rally in the S&P 500, and this is just common right now. Every dip is being bought in the market, and until that relationship ends, this market still is holding up very well at the moment. So once again, futures pulling back, but still positive by about 5.5, 6 points at the moment. So there are a few other things to cover. Regarding Europe, real quickly, it looks like there was some contraction in GDP. We don't want to make too much out of this stuff. We really only care about price action as a technical trader. But you're getting that news where GDP is starting to come in a little worse than expected, or a little bit right around expectations. And they're calling for, I guess the economists are calling for a European recession or so, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean we can't make money in these markets. Either way, you want to trade what the charts are telling you, and really that's the most important thing to remember. Also, last night I think UK unemployment rose by about 49,000. That's the highest unemployment rate in 17 years in the United Kingdom. So again, there's good data out there because of bailout news, but the data overall is not very good. And again, the market really only cares about bailouts right now. They only care about money being created. Now, 2 o'clock this afternoon, everyone should watch. You're going to have the FOMC minutes. They're going to be released. Again, I don't know if it's going to be a market-moving event. In my opinion, what moves the market is right here. It's called the U.S. dollar index. When the dollar goes up, the market will pull back. When the dollar goes down, the market will inflate and trade higher. So that's what you have to watch for, in my opinion. Right now, the U.S. dollar index is trading lower by about 7.5 cents, and we'll see how it trades once the opening bell rings, because that's really the important time for the markets. When the dollar gets active around 9:30, 10 o'clock, if it falls, the S&P will inflate higher. If the dollar rallies, the S&P will generally sell off. Usually get a morning sell-off and then a rally before the noon hour. Yesterday was a little bit of a different animal there as the market rallied in the final 30 minutes of the trading day. Okay, let's talk about a few other things here. We're going to talk about GLD. So gold is actually catching a bid today. You got a decent little pop in gold. Spot gold, is trading higher by, I believe, by 10 points, right to around 17.28 per ounce. So that's a decent pop there. And again, whenever the dollar is weaker to start the day, the market will be up, gold will be up, and you have to watch for that relationship. Also, oil is trading higher by, I believe, 75 cents to 101.50 a barrel. You can take a look here at the USO this morning. Oil is catching a little bit of a bid. Has pulled back off the highs, was trading higher, but has pulled back a little bit. There's some news coming out of Iran today saying that they will cut oil production to a few European nations. So I believe Netherlands, Spain, Italy, there's a few European nations out there, but I believe Iran is saying that they will cut oil production to a few different European nations, and that is causing a little bit of a move here in oil. But I don't think it's really all that much because of the Iran situation. I think oil will ultimately move up with a weaker dollar and will move down when the dollar gets stronger. So again, you can see here when the dollar got stronger, oil started to pull back, and really oil is driven by the U.S. dollar primarily, in my opinion. Alrighty, let's take a look at a few different stocks out here today. We're going to start off with everybody's favorite game company, ZNGA. ZNGA reported earnings. The stock is trading right around the 1360 level. Did have a pretty good little sell-off, but is bouncing back a little bit. It's hard to make a lot out of this stock because it just debuted, really opened up for trading in December 2011, so there's not a lot of data. But right now, it looks like it's holding up okay. If it trades and closes below the $12.50 level, then this stock could be in trouble. But again, it's holding up pretty well, and it probably hangs in there until the Facebook IPO. I have a hard time seeing this thing really break down before the Facebook IPO, but you never know. It is a little bit of a lower move today, and the stock has, really has surged recently. But watch that that $12.50 level. That's going to be a big spot for the stock. If it breaks below there, this thing should start to fall apart. Let's take a look at Comcast. Let's take a look at Comcast. They had earnings, I believe, today. Comcast is trading higher. I believe they did a buyback, and also I believe that they offered a bigger dividend. So Comcast is trading up. The stock is still healthy, relatively healthy. It's holding up fine. I don't really see a problem with it. I don't really see it going a lot higher than here. But, once again, it's holding up fine. There really is nothing wrong with it. It's still in an uptrend. Nothing to do there with Comcast. I would not short the stock. I would not buy the stock. I would leave it alone for the most part. It still amazes me that companies do these share buybacks when the stock is up at a high, and they don't do them when they're at a low. Okay, let's take a look here at Devon Energy, ticker symbol DVN. Devon Energy getting a nice spike this morning, but it is coming back in. Remember, this stock will often trade inverse to the U.S. dollar index. I don't see a lot of upside here in Devon at all. It looks like $69.35 will be very good resistance, and then maybe a little bit higher around $69.50, but I just don't see much upside at all. I would not be a buyer. It's a possible fade candidate, but again, this stock may hold up well. It's not usually a huge mover, but I just would not be jumping on board here at this level. Let's take a look at the Hartford Group. This stock is getting a little bit of a pop this morning. I believe hedge fund manager John Paulson is looking to break the company up, and the stock is trading higher off of that news. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of upside in this stock either. $21 really looks like a big top here. Looks like a lot of resistance, I should say. I just don't know if the stock has any juice to get above it. You don't want to short the stock because of the way it's been acting, but I just don't see a lot of upside here. Let's take a look at Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is trading a little bit lower, down around that 78 level, but nothing terrible. Closed yesterday at 79.34. The company came out with earnings. I'm sure the numbers were good. There's plenty of business for Weight Watchers in this country. But I just don't see anything terrible here. It's pulled back a little bit to the 78 level. 78, 77 looks to be, some short-term support. It's not the greatest of support levels, but not the worst either. I don't see anything here. It's more of a neutral play at the moment. Let's take a look at this BCRX. This is BioCryst Pharmaceuticals, maker of the bird flu. Stock really surged higher on some drug news for treatment of gout and has pulled back. Again, I just don't see a lot of upside in this one either. Biotech has been extremely hot. This is actually a pretty strong gap up, though, so you got to respect it. But much more past the 450 level. I'm just not sure if it has much strength through that area. But once again, biotech has been on fire recently for quite a while now. It should be nearing the end of its run, in my opinion. But in either way, the stock is trading up, but has faded sharply from the high of the day, already pulled back 75 cents. I would be careful with this one. I just don't see a lot of upside here past the 430, 440 level. Let's take a look at Tata Motors. I did see this one trading up this morning. Indian ADRs have been very strong. The stock still is in a very good uptrend. It may want to make its move a little bit higher. Does have very good resistance around, I believe, the $30 level if it gets up there. I think there's very good resistance, and even 29 there's a ton of resistance, and that's where it is now. So you're into resistance here at 29, more resistance at 30. Stock is holding up, but it's getting overcooked, overdone, overextended. I don't know another adjective to use for overbought, but it's getting there. Maybe upside is $30, maybe. But if you're in Tata Motors, I would not short the stock. But what I would be doing now is just trailing the stop loss, as this thing is getting to lofty levels here where we'll need a pullback and probably a decent one at that. So in any case, stock is holding up fine at the moment, and it continues to rally on with the rest of the stock market. So again, nice little move for Tata Motors today, but to chase it up here is very, very difficult. Okay, that's really all I'm seeing this morning. We're going to leave it there. Again, there's not a lot of action. Watch for those Fed minutes at 2 o'clock. They could move the markets a little bit. But other than that, the volume remains very, very light in this market. When light volume is in play, always got to give the upside bias to the markets. And we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the day. With that said, everybody have a great trading day, a great afternoon, a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.